mindless headhunter, a corporate recruiter here to review your resumes so that I can get you ahead of your job search. What we have here is a full stack dev. I think they said a 1 in 25 ratio, which is solid, but I don't know if that's accurate or not because they're also in the EU and they're trying to work for EU contractors. They said they've been starting to look for remote jobs in the US while you're in the EU and how likely that would work for EU contractors. And the answer to that is I don't know either. I don't know if you'll be able to. I also don't know if this is really a 1 in 25 ratio, but we'll see. So what we're going to be looking for as a full stack dev is TypeScript, Python, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, Next.js, MongoDB, SQL, React.js, API, REST, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, cross-functional. Bonus points are architecture, extra language, and Git. Again, this is US based. I did look it up and I don't have it off the top of my head, but the EU has slightly different full stack requirements. So grain of salt with this, basically. All right. So formatting is not great, but not awful. It's actually not the worst. It's still easy to read. There's just some extraneous stuff. So one, profile doesn't need to be, this doesn't need to be here unless you are switching industries or there's something very wrong with your resume. And I mean, like, I can't even think of anything off the top of my head. Unless you're switching industries, you don't need a summary. So formatting wise, delete this, put your education up top, which I don't even see unless you didn't graduate, in which case probably don't put it. But yeah, so you should have your education up top. Then we are going to have this. None of this should be bolded, although admittedly I will say out of all the bolding I've seen, this is the least bad, but it would still be better without bolding. Then here, this is critical right here. I want to highlight this. This goes for everybody, not just software engineers. Whenever you put a date that is not specifically not for education, this doesn't matter, but in a projects or work experience history, anytime you put dates, you need the months. Because this could be from December 2023 to January 2024, which is 1 month of work, or it could be from January 2023 to December 2024, which is 2 years-ish. So you really need to put the months. You don't need to do it during education, that's fine, but you do need to do it here. So under experience in projects, you need months every time, because this could be the equivalent of 3 months of work, and they're going to assume that it's 3 months of work. All right, improving products and tools using Node.js, TypeScript, good. Docker, I don't know if Docker is as needed, but it can be nice. So, but you already started with that, is good. Develop, maintain products by 80K users, team of 2 developers, don't really care about that. Formalize the testing of Just Zod, don't care about that. Community clients and implementing the requirements, that's actually really good. I like that one, including AI LLM integration. Okay, that's not bad. Problem here though is you only have, these two are largely irrelevant. I need, hopefully you have Python, JavaScript, CSS, HTML. I need that. I need SQL as well. I need API. But the rest of that is solid. So this is actually a solid one, and this is a solid one. And this is why I don't hate this, is even though the formatting is bad, it's not the worst I've ever seen. The last episode's resume was really bad, though. So, teaching full stack courses, Node.js, here it is. REST API, TypeScript, React, and SQL, perfection. Really love that. That's already that. Advanced use of modern intelligent and testing with Jest. Okay, again, you shouldn't bold these. It's worse when you bold it, but creating teacher material projects, Next.js, that's fine. Essentially got students for technical proficiency in full stack development. So here's what I would like. This is a teaching position. I would very much like you to show like they succeeded, but overall this is how I want it written. I actually really like this. Full stack devs, this is kind of what I want. Am I missing anything? Cloud, yeah, but it's also possible you haven't done it. AI is a bonus, so it's good to keep. Develop the B2 product using Node, Salius, and SQL. Product was clients such as, that's solid. Containerize the service for scaling distribution Docker testing. I don't care about Mocha and Chai. Normally I don't care about Docker, but initiate the rewrite backend from JavaScript front end React. Yeah, so you have essentially these two don't tell me anything. This can be deleted. This is pretty solid. And then down here, which I realized I didn't show, this, where'd it go? This can be deleted-ish, and Sally's probably can. This doesn't matter as much, really. This is beneficial. You want your languages up top, especially if you are... It's very hard to recruit for people that are bilingual, trilingual, or more. So it's very beneficial to have that. So you're going to put it here. First, last name, phone number, email, LinkedIn portfolio. Then you're going to put your languages here, which, I mean, specifically like Czech and English, I think it was. Czech? Don't know if I'm saying that right. and English. Then you're going to put your education and certs if you have it. Then you're going to put your work history, and please, for the love of all that is holy, put the months. You need to put the months. So I hope that was helpful for you. Before I move to the next resume, it would be helpful to me if y'all could like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out, even if it's just a comment of yay. The algorithm is a fickle beast, but if you need more help, you can always stop by my Twitch channel Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST for about 3 hours on right, the link is right below. So let's move to the next resume. This is a second review of an Android engineer. So this is the person from Tunisia, which I apologize for saying wrong. What we're going to be looking for specifically an Android engineer, because I was able to look up the keywords for this, is education. I just need to make sure you have it. Kotlin, Java, Android API, MVVM, MVI, Dagger, and Room. I hate IT terms. It sounds like a mystery or something. SQL, RESTful API, Android SDK, and a bonus, but is not required, is C++, TypeScript, CI/CD, PyTorch, and UI UX. So ideally, what's the most important is Kotlin and Java, followed by MVVM and MVI, and then probably SQL and RESTful API. Dagger and Room were in a few. Those were good. Android and APIs were beneficial, but they were not in everything. Same with Android SDK, but Kotlin and Java were in almost every posting. And then second most popular was this, which I'm not going to pronounce again. So this can be deleted. I don't think I need this. I didn't see anything involving Unreal development. Maybe I missed it, but I think safely you could delete all this. Just keep this right here into one line. Then let's go down. Android engineer as an engineer with software architecting. Anytime you can say architecting as an engineer, it's usually a benefit. But there's nothing here I would need besides Java. Java's big, but you basically have 3 entire lines of nothing but Java. So I want to say I am responsible for architecting, developing, refactoring, and testing Android applications using Java, Kotlin, Android API, or Android SDK, SQL, and etc. So this is where you can put this stuff, but cross-functional is not as needed. I know it shows up now and then, but it's not needed in everything. They really do want to see the keywords for the actual languages first, typically. Assisted documents with JavaDoc. I don't know if that's the kind of Java I would be looking for. Room is good. Room is a keyword. Lead development software using facial ML kit. I don't think anything here is needed. Firebase, Socket, Taxi. Yeah. So here's the problem. This entire thing, I think I saw 3 things I'm looking for. Java, which is good. Then I saw Room, which was good. And was that it? Maybe 2 things. Architected is nice to have. So basically 2.5 things. So you need more keywords here. In addition, app C, B, and A. You don't need to do that. Just say I worked on 3 separate apps using X, Y, and Z for X, Y, and Z. You don't have to put them into different sections like this, and then you can say this stuff. So built a scalable mobile app. That's good. Scalable is a good word. Backend for future architect, full stack engineer. Gain experience with design pattern CI/CD monitoring tools. CI/CD is good. So yeah, you're just kind of missing stuff. Design development. See, this is good, but this is so far down. They may not go this far down. Once you delete some of this stuff and fix it, it should be good. Also, I think there's something off about this formatting. It should be 10.5 Arial. Everything here should be 10.5 Arial. So I don't know why. It just seems a little off, but let's see. So yeah, you're missing a lot of stuff here, and the stuff you have is kind of buried. So I want to know more about what you did here. I want to have more here, specifically, hopefully, Kotlin and Java. I know you have Java once. I need it at least twice. I don't know if JavaDoc counts. And I also need this MVVM should be up top. This was huge. MVVM and MVI are big. You need them up there. So, and then this, I don't really care about. Flutter, don't really care about. CI/CD, I do. So you're just missing a lot of stuff. Like this, here, this needs to be in your bullet points. This is exactly what this is what I'm looking for. Kotlin, Java, Dart. Android SDK. Perfect. Where the hell is it in your resume? I don't know. I cannot find it. So I need it. You've got a lot of the stuff here, but I need to see it here. It doesn't count if it's here. So does this resume pass? Probably not. Yeah, I don't think it does, and this is not counting any of the immigration stuff. I just don't think this has enough to really get forward in a lot of places. It's very close, though. This is either a D+ or a C- resume. But I want to take it even better, especially based on what you're looking for. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a curriculum designer, and I will be perfectly frank to the person who submitted this. I could not find a single job that had that title. There were a couple of others, but I didn't want to get the wrong keywords because I don't want you to have to redo stuff with the wrong keywords. So this person has only gotten 2 interviews since October, I think it was. Let me double check. Yeah, since October, and that is not good. So I'm expecting the formatting to be wrong and the bullet points, and unfortunately I can't really talk too much about the bullet points because I don't know the keywords for this. But it may be that the current, I guess, slang of what they call your job has changed. So what I would look for is not just curriculum designer or corporate trainer or education coordinator, but a bunch of other different basically words that you qualify for, because it may be they all actually have the same duties. But I will say that considering all the layoffs abound, this is probably a very bad market. So the goal would be for you to find 125 jobs a week, even if you only apply to 50 a week. 125 jobs applying to a week would be insane, but you do want to make sure there is enough of those every week. So for a primarily formatting review, let's begin. I don't care about a summary. I don't care about any of this. This can entirely be deleted. All right. So also you put your full contact information up at the top. Yeah, but you don't really need a summary. I don't know why everybody needs a summary. Every single person says, I am highly motivated multitasker who is eager to start my journey. Like, every single person says that. It does not give me any indication of if you're what you do. So, okay. Spearheaded design, delivery, and AP level curriculum and a European government. Meticulously aligned with advanced state college readiness bookmarks. So maybe that's okay. Let's see. Innovatively enhance and expand. Okay, so again, I don't know the keywords for this, but I'm not a huge fan of how you're writing these. Innovatively enhance and expand. I don't care about adjectives. Your resume is a government document, okay? It is not a marketing tool. Marketers have terrible resumes. Graphic designers have terrible resumes because they try to put marketing and graphic design in it, and that's not what it's for. Employed advanced pedagogical strategies and data-driven remediation reduced performance by 25%, 35%. How do you even know that metric? How do you... I get student performance because that could kind of be done by, like, I guess the grade, but what is a 30% increase in classroom engagement? How do you mark those? Okay, so what I care about is not that you employed advanced pedagogical strategies. That is so hard to say out loud, but I care about how you did that. What were those strategies? Why did you do that? Provide targeted coaching to educators to refine techniques. What techniques? Look, I know I don't have the keywords, and if you resubmit, just let me know and I'll move you up in the line, but I'm going to guess, based on the fact that you've only gotten 2 interviews since October, and it is now, basically you submitted it in the middle of April, even if this video is coming out later, that your keywords are not correct. So it's definitely formatting, but I'm fairly certain you don't have the right keywords, because you're sort of describing how good you are, and I don't care how good you are. I don't. That's not the point of a resume. The point of a resume is to show you meet the minimum qualifications. Let's go to the next resume. Oh, and your education at the bottom. Education be up top. Oh, and you're bilingual? Nobody can even see it because it's all the way at the bottom, which means the recruiter isn't either, but it's below this, and I can't scroll that far down. But yeah, your certs in education should be at the top. I would love to know that you were bilingual in English and Spanish. That's amazing. You know how hard it is to actually search for bilingual people? It gives you a huge step up. So please do that. And stop by on Twitch and let me know that you resubmitted your resume with some keywords that I can find, and I will move you up in the line. Next resume. This is a resume of a loan processor, and this is my second time reviewing this because I forgot to hit record on this video. So let me speed run through this so I can tell you what is missing. I've never done loan processing, so this industry is new to me. The keywords that I did find, but take them with a grain of salt, there may be more, are customer service, sales, loan documents, loan processing, mortgage, MS Word, Excel, Outlook, multitask, and this stuff. So this person has a 75-to-1 ratio, for which is not terrible, I'll be honest. It's not great, especially because they're looking for remote jobs. Ideally, we'd really want to see it about 1 in 30, 1 in 40. But if they're specifically looking for remote jobs, that's not as bad. If they're doing on-site, it's bad. So the formatting in this one is awful. What I did find is here, this is good, but the rest of this can be deleted. And again, I need to see this down here. All right, then down below, which people can barely see, is I need to see the certs up top along with education. And I want your formatting to look like this, okay? So first, last name, phone number, email, LinkedIn portfolio. If you're a U.S. citizen or green card holder, put that. And then you don't necessarily need to put city or state if you're going specifically for remote, but it's not going to hurt you if you put it. Then put your education and certs over here, max of 3 for this one. And then put your work history. This is a garbled mess, and it's very hard to read. So what I did find was like mortgage, which was good. I was missing Excel, Word, Outlook, and multitasking along with customer service. So I'm not going to read through all of this because I accidentally already did and forgot to record it. But you basically need to fix the formatting. You need to take about 10 to 15 jobs that you qualify for. Look at the qualifications of those. It'll say must have, needed, qualifications. Make a list of the most common ones and then use that and put that list here. In addition, you were an eBay seller. I don't really think I saw anything in the eBay selling that would be relative to a loan processor. Maybe you could put customer service and everything like that. Otherwise, you can just kind of leave that blank or have it as here and then one little line that just says what you did. So in short, this is probably going to be a big formatting issue, and I'm going to guess you're missing a couple of keywords. If once you fix those, you should have a lot more success. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume review of a software engineer. This person has applied to 4,763 applications. That is insane. I don't know what their interview ratio is, but I'm assuming it is awful. So I'm going to assume that this resume is bad, because holy moly, that is the most amount of applications I think I have ever heard anybody apply to. 4,763 is insane. You should not need to apply to that many to get a job. Okay, so they have been applying since they graduated in August 2024. I'm assuming you're exaggerating. 4,763 in August would be an obscene amount. Something is probably exaggerating, but still a bad ratio. They've used a few contractor agencies and applying to company sites. Okay, so let's review what we're looking for. The first thing we're going to be looking for, and the most important thing, is what kind of software engineer you are. So when you're in school and applying for internships, it doesn't really matter. You could do front end, you could do back end, you could do full stack. They kind of teach you all of that stuff. But once you graduate and you're looking for your first full-time job, you need to specify if you're front end, back end, or full stack. And if you are back end, which tech stack. Now, I know very much that they teach you all of these, so you need to tweak your resume to show those are what you're looking for. So that is what I need to see. So first off, formatting is awful. This is not the worst formatting I've ever seen, but it's not great formatting. So you do want to use this. It's a lot clearer. I don't care about this. This doesn't matter. Experience development is leveraging. I hate the word leveraging. Back-end software. Okay, so these are links. Don't do that. Engineered. Let's see. Site infrastructure using Node.js and Express.js. Okay, that can be one. Integrated multiple APIs for dynamic data population. I don't know if I care about that. And JavaScript in MySQL. This is not the worst, but the problem is here. I'm assuming this is full stack. Spearheaded of Auto Battler roguelike game using Godot. Ooh, that's neat. I love Auto Battlers. I really like the Bazaar. That is a new game I'm playing. Object and programming. That's not what I care. I don't care about. HTTP, Python. Yeah, I don't know what you do. I don't know your stack. Keysight Technologies. This is not. Yeah. This is not a good resume. You need to burn this and start again. So what I want to see is what you did here. Engineered a site infrastructure using Node.js. Okay, but I need you to pick a stack. If you're going full stack, the keywords are going to be different than backend. They're going to be different than backend C#, and they're going to be different than backend Java or backend Python developer. They're all going to be different, so pick which one you're going for. The rest of this doesn't really have anything. The only thing I could maybe see is Python, Node.js, Express, and JavaScript and SQL, and CSS. But the problem is you don't have enough. So I don't know enough about what you do. And you said RESTful API, but I don't even see API here. Oh, I assume you mean here, but you need to put out the whole RESTful. So this resume is not working at all. You need to redo all of it. It just doesn't work. In addition, if you're applying to that many, speed matters. This is why I tell people to apply to the job title and not the individual job, is simply because if you are applicant number 173 and they find there enough people to send to the hiring manager by applicant 110, you will not be seen. ATS sort people in the order they applied. That's it. First come, first serve. So speed matters, but this resume is not good. Also, everything is hyperlinked. You don't need to do that. You have a section with a portfolio. You can have a portfolio section. That's fine, but that's where all those things should be. So this resume doesn't work on basically any level. Yeah, there is Agile. I even missed it in React. Like you're kind of trying to get like, this reads like it could be full stack backend or front end, both Java and Python. And yes, I'm aware backend and front end are full stack, but that's not how those job descriptions are written. So you need to specify. So that is it for this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like this. I hope I can help you out. And if you need more help, stop by my Twitch at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. I am here to help you get ahead of your job search.